Manchester United may have to splash over £10 million to sack Erik ten Hag in June. But wait, please subscribe and turn on notification for daily Manchester United news updates, as United manager continues to come under pressure amid a turbulent campaign that has seen the team plunging to 6th place in the Premier League table. According to The Times, however, dismissing the Dutchman won't be simple, as he and his coaching staff would cost a large sum to offload this summer. The 54-year-old tactician warned the Red Devils were close to the spending limit, which was allowed under profitability and sustainability rules in January. That is why the ex-Ajax boss was not allowed to sign a striker mid-season. Therefore, new investor Sir Jim Ratcliffe will have to decide whether sacking Ten Hag and recruiting a new manager would be worth it. Ratcliffe will have to take into account that the club needs every last penny to recruit new players and staff. The Manchester Giants are also very keen on landing Dan Ashworth as their new director of football, but Newcastle have slapped a £15 million price tag on him after placing him on gardening leave. Nevertheless, Ten Hag is well respected among the INEOS hierarchy, and there is a feeling that he had limited help before Sir Jim's arrival. That is why the new club chiefs have included him in recent discussions regarding next season. However, Ten Hag will come under scrutiny if United fail to qualify for next season's Champions League competition. The Red Devils are currently 8 points away from Aston Villa and 4th place. Therefore, United might find themselves needing that extra Champions League spot, as they are 6 points away from 5th place. But that would only happen if England's coefficient ranking is higher than Germany or Italy's at the end of the season. Meanwhile, surprisingly, Manchester United's hopes of qualifying for next season's Champions League rely heavily on the success of their rivals. Here's the catch. Please subscribe for more Manchester United updates news. After finishing rock bottom of the Champions League group, Manchester United's hopes of 5th place, getting them into the Champions League, looked slim, with UEFA coefficient rankings being the deciding factor in whether United will be hearing the famous anthem next season. The top 4 looks unlikely right now. Both Tottenham Hotspurs and Aston Villa look well placed to take that final place, but the hope for United would be that Villa's European commitments impact them and give Erik ten Hag's side a chance. But realistically, we need to win every game now. So 5th looks far likelier than 4th, and with that in mind, United have just been handed a massive helping hand. On Tuesday night, Arsenal overcame a 1-0 deficit to take Porto to penalties before winning the shootout. This is a massive boost in United's hopes, as Arsenal being knocked out would have been detrimental. Arsenal likely won't be the only team this week to hand United a boost in their hopes of qualifying for the Champions League, with the likes of Liverpool and Aston Villa looking like favorites to go all the way in their respective competitions. The new Champions League format, with coefficient playing a huge part in which leagues get the extra places, is something which could hand United a lifeline, as Champions League money would be huge for this summer. With Napoli's exit to Barcelona, United and the Premier League will have been handed a real favor. While Arsenal has given United a helping hand, it'll still rely on other rivals doing further favors. But even then, it's up to United. Favors will only get Erik ten Hag so far. He needs to win games. While Ten Hag will be desperate for his league rivals to help him out and effectively save his bacon by making Champions League qualification possible. But as he may hope for this, he needs to actually do himself a favor, as he's 8 points off Villa and 6 behind Spurs, who have a game in hand. With just 10 games left this campaign, United can't afford to drop too many more points if they want any chance of stealing 5th place from Villa or Spurs. Meanwhile, Rio Ferdinand has revealed Johnny Evans' surprise at a Manchester United starlet's progress, and free transfer re-signing Evans, 36, was not talking about Kobbie Mainoo. Old Trafford legend Ferdinand told his 5 podcast, "I went to Carrington the other day, the training ground, to do some filming. And Johnny Evans said he come back to Man United and obviously sees the players and you expect X from him, etc. But he said, I just thought Alejandro Garnacho would be an impact player from the bench, a sub. He said he's one of our main, if not the go-to guy now, and it tells you his development. He's 19 years old, man. Three-cap Argentinian Garnacho is mainly a winger but has been used all across the front line, especially since injury to striker Rasmus Højlunda. Moving on, Manchester United star Mason Mount has finally returned to training. The England international, despite being back on the grass, the midfielder is unlikely to feature against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-finals this Sunday. Speaking last Friday, boss Erik ten Hag said of Mount, "I think he is in a good spell now and he will return shortly. I think after the international break. For next week, some players are planning to return, hopefully when the process will continue like it is now." Mount has been limited to just 12 appearances in all competitions this season, with 8 coming in the Premier League. He is yet to score for the club, but did lay on an assist in the 3-0 League Cup win over Crystal Palace. Mount has not featured for United since sustaining a calf injury in November. He last featured in the 1-0 win over Luton, but has now resumed training at Carrington. Fabrizio Romano is 100% convinced that Michael Olise would jump at the chance to join Manchester United from Premier League rivals Crystal Palace. When the reports emerged a few weeks ago, claiming that the Frenchman is a die-hard Manchester United supporter, suddenly his non-celebration back in January 2023 made that little bit more sense. After banging a stunning free kick past David De Gea in stoppage time, Crystal Palace snatching a late draw against Erik ten Hag's side, Michael Olise barely even cracked a smile. Now, we know why. The former Reading AC, Football London reports, is a Man United supporter and would choose the Red Devils over a host of other clubs should they make a move this summer. And all the signs suggest that, make a move, they will. Meanwhile, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is back in action, spotted training at Carrington alongside Mason Mount. With key players like Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Tyrell Malacia, and Harry Maguire out, this is fantastic news for Erik ten Hag's squad. But wait, there's more. Victor Lindelof has been filling in at left back, but Wan-Bissaka's return means more flexibility for the team. Could this shake things up for United's defense? As we gear up for Sunday's showdown with Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, the return of Wan-Bissaka and Mount couldn't have come at a better time. Erik ten Hag is hopeful that Maguire and Rasmus Højlunda may also make a comeback for the match. Now, let's turn to our rivals. Liverpool isn't without their own challenges, with a lengthy injury list including big names like Joel Matip, Alisson, and Diogo Jota. But there's hope on the horizon, as Klopp hints at the return of Ibrahima Konate. What do you think, fellow fans? How do you feel about the squad's prospects for the upcoming clash? Let's hear your thoughts, and stay tuned for more updates from Erik's pre-match press conference on Friday.